Go
So
ahead.
hi everybody, I am Deepam Mishra and from India, and I have finished my graduation in India in Chennai, one of the university named Welltech Technical University. I am passed out 2011 batch, and after I finished my graduation from Beltech, I directly switched to Taiwan for my higher education without wasting any more time on hunting job after doing BTech, because normally people go for looking jobs, but I was very much determined that I want to do my higher education. So switching to Taiwan was a very good opportunity from my university through Welltech, because Welltech University was having a MOU with many of universities in Taiwan, and I was very much lucky to have one of the
Hello.
best universities. Yeah, so I was very much lucky to have opportunity to switch to one of the best universities in Taiwan. So while I was new to Taiwan, I was not much aware that there are NTU is one of the top universities in Taiwan, and at that time I was not aware about it. So I applied to only NCKU, and yeah, only NCKU, and one of the universities in Germany. And because as I mentioned, our universities had MOU in other countries as well, so I had two options with me. One is Germany, and the second one was Taiwan for my masters. And since Germany is free of cost, education is free of cost, but the living expenses is quite expensive over there, and also you have to the stipend in Germany is not as much as good as in Taiwan. So I chose the offer from NCKU, which is the good option. And in terms of scholarship, I would like to tell everybody NCKU has many scholarships, and I got is a National Distinguished Scholarship, which has the full fees waiver and the credit fees waiver, so I don't need to pay a single penny for my study in NCKU. Plus we have a stipend from NCKU, college stipend, like it was 5,000 NT dollar per month from the college side. Plus, if you are as a research assistant, you are working as a research assistant under any professor as an engineer, you can get your scholarship from your professor. So I was earning like 10,000 NT dollar per month from professor. So it was like 15,000 NT dollar per month. It's quite good. Normally Indian in India, if you graduate from any normal universities and get a job, you don't get this much salary in India as a fresher, and I was getting as a stipend over here. So I was quite very happy about it, and feel very lucky to join NCKU. So I decided to come to aerospace department in Taiwan. So basically, I am an aerospace engineer in bachelor's and in master's, and finished my 2 years in aerospace department very happily, and very joyful life in NCKU. Plus, my Professor Chung, he was so good being as a advisor to me. He guided me all the way around during my thesis and during my studies. And even though he take care of me as a like a kid, like a personal like a kid, like he used to treat me like his own child, because maybe he has some touch with the Indian community, so he feels like okay, she's a single girl to join his lab, and he was taking care of me very well. So this was the story about my study. Later on, after I finished my I got my degree in my hand, I started looking for jobs in Taiwan. So after that, I communicating with my lab mates and professor, I came to know, okay, there are two important websites called 104 and 1111, 4x1 is a website for job hunting in Taiwan. So I started making a profile on 104, but it was all in Chinese, so it was a struggle for the first time. But good is you can translate it. So you just right click on the mouse and translate the whole page, and you can translate it in English. So it was good. I create my profile on 104 and started job hunting. It was 2017 I started job hunting. And then I had a 2 3 job opportunity, job interviews from 104. Even I got opportunity from NXP in Kaohsiung, where Pawan was working, is working there. And I Microns and one more company called Ritchie Precision. It is like Asia's biggest compressor manufacturing company. But I couldn't switch for NXP, sorry, because I got the job from NXP, but I didn't choose NXP because they had a criteria. First one is they especially want the Chinese, and at that time my Chinese was very bad. Not that time, even still is bad. But Chinese was their priority, and the second one was they have a shift, and I don't want to work in a shift, so I just switched to Ritchie. Ritchie was my first job in Taiwan. And after I switched to Ritchie, that was I belong to the R&D department over there, and I work for electrical engineer. No more aerospace engineer. I tried hunting many jobs for aerospace, but once you graduate, you are more like looking for job. We just want job, or we just don't care. Looking for your dream job. Dream job, you can make your dream job later on. Just need a job at least. So I just switched to R&D department and go for electrical department as a engineer level 1. Yeah. So after joining the Ritchie, I had many good experience over there. Started learning about electrical because I have no experience of electrical before. I don't know what is anode, what is cathode, and how the electricity works. So that was main struggle for me, and also like a struggle. Not, I cannot say struggle. It was like getting boost up and learn more about the new things. So I started learning about electrical things, and there I was working as a motor design engineer. So we have a air condition, right? Air condition has a compressor, and inside the compressor there is a motor. So I was responsible for motor design engineer, and I started learning how we actually design the motor and how it actually works, how we test it, how we perform R&D, how we develop each every steps. So that was my work over there. So I worked for like 1.5 years in Ritchie, and after that I was like, okay, that's it, let me find something else. I started hunting job again and going back to 104, because I think 104 is the best platform for hunting jobs. Anybody who want to find a job, go for 104. So I started hunting, and I got many job opportunities, like interviews, many interviews, and then I have interview from Foxconn. So well, it's like a one of the dream come true. Foxconn is a big company, so everybody wants to join in. So yeah, I was not aware about what is the recruitment criteria for Foxconn. So I just randomly go in for the interview without any preparation or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. I was not aware about it. So once I get in, they say they have a English aptitude test. So I had to go for English test first. They check they usually check for the TOEFL level, what TOEFL level you are. So okay, English is not an issue for us. So we have a reading, writing, speaking, and listening for like 1 hour test, and you need to pass that test. So luckily I passed that test. And then the second round was the aptitude test. In that, they will give you some basic analytical questions and some maths questions, aptitude questions. It was 25 to 30 questions you have. They have made it on paper, and you just solve it. They give you 40 minutes. They solve it, and after that, there will be the third round is the supervisor round. The supervisor will come to have a face on one-on-one interview with us. So once you pass these two steps, you need to go to the third round. So after I pass these two, my supervisor, he come to me and have a face-to-face interview. So during the face-to-face interview, firstly there was like a basic introduction. Where are you from, and what study have you been done in Taiwan, and what was your previous job experience, what work did you do in your previous jobs. They usually initially they used to ask these kind of questions, and then switch towards the technical questions, because they are looking for a particular project. So at that time they were looking for the AMR, autonomous mobile robot. So started asking me the questions related to the robots control, and the position they are looking for actually. So I actually this position was quite similar to the position I worked in my previous company, because they was looking for somebody who know about the motors. Because if in AMR there is wheels, right? There are wheels, and the wheels are controlled by the motor. So their main hunt was motor. So I was very much expert at that time in motor. So yes, I try to answer all of their questions related to motor and their control systems. And they said my interview was okay, not bad, because not bad, it was good enough. So yeah, they said okay, it was a good interview, and I will let you know in a couple of days. I said okay, that's fine. So after a week or 10 days, yeah, 10 days, they get me an email that okay, I am interested in hiring you. And I was so happy at that time. Okay, I have a new job opportunity working with Foxconn. Yeah. So from that time to until today, it's almost going to be 2 years I'm working in Foxconn. So the after entering in Foxconn, there was a little bit of hardship, because people inside my department, I am working in R&D department. They usually don't know English. Everybody is more focusing on Chinese. So it is a little bit of a little bit of problematic for me. But slowly and steady, my supervisor told me, don't worry about Chinese. I said okay, I'm relaxed now, because they are only concentrating on English. They usually have the customers, like international customers all over the world. So it's okay. So recently I worked for 2 projects in Foxconn. The first one was AMR, and I was responsible for designing the vehicle control unit for AMR. And the second now I'm working is EV project. And I think EV is very much demanding in future market right now in all over the world. So I'm quite happy working in EV these days. And in EV also, I am working for vehicle control unit, because I am expert in motor and its control unit. So vehicle control unit is like very challenging, and very every time you need to learn new. It's not the same every time. It depends upon about your customer's requirement. So it's challenging, it's fun, and it's sometimes very irritating. Oh, it's a lot of hassle sometimes, but it's a good field to work and to learn more and more about the electrical and electronics. It's all about electronics inside the control unit.
Wow,
So yeah.
thank you. Wow.